I don't know. What do you guys think? Are we on a big round ball hurling through space, 666,600 miles per hour? That's a really interesting number, too, isn't it? Nothing demonic about that. That's not weird at all. I know that everything that NASA has told us is complete bullshit. I do know that there are a whole lot of scriptures in the Bible that support the flat Earth theory. The firmament, for example. And if the firmament is real, that would explain why every time we try to watch Elon Musk launch a rocket into space from SpaceX, it seems to kind of, do this thing and then blows up. It also begs the question about the Challenger. Here's a spaceship shuttle that you're going to put real normal people on, including school teachers. Boy, they get up there and they see that thing is flat. Imagine the fallout from that. We can't have that. Blow that thing up. We really do have we really do have a country and really humanity full of people who really, if they don't understand something, they always look for guidance from the authorities or those that purport to be the experts on certain things. Which is why, like, during COVID-19, everybody was looking at doctors, everybody was looking at researchers and scientists. Everybody believed Dr. Anthony Fauci. Oh, he's the world's foremost expert on viruses. You have to question everything. We live under the empire of lies. Are viruses even real? I mean, we're told, as a matter of fact, from practically the moment that we're born, that the Earth is a round globe ball and it's hurling through space at thousands of miles an hour, spinning around constantly on its axis, while we all just stay in place and feel absolutely nothing and ask no questions, by the way, about what's going on. We're supposed to just blindly believe that the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour or more, spinning around itself in a circle every single day while we just stay put. While we just stay in place. Doesn't make any sense.
Fantasyland, the happiest kingdom of them all.
Here's a world of imagination, hopes, and dreams. Magic and make-believe are reborn, and fairy tales come true. Dedicated to the young and the young in heart. To those who believe that when you wish upon a star, your dreams do come true.
Some quick programming. The views of our blue marble in the blackness of space, now capturing the imagination. The imagination, now capturing the imagination of a new generation.
Fantasyland.
I mean, these space videos aren't even believable. This is almost an IQ test at this point.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
Help me try to understand why it triggers so many people when you start to question things, and then people just eat up videos like that. You start looking into what really does matter. When you take the red pill and swallow it, that's when you get pushback. And one of the most forbidden topics of all time for the past several centuries has been the shape of our Earth. There's a lot of questions about this. If you want more on this, follow him on Twitter, Witsit Gets It.
Flat Earther community seems to be growing.
Surprised at the number of friends I have that believe the Earth is flat.
Bro, when you,
I'm shocked.
And this is not just amongst Christians. This is in the scientific community.
This stuff is really taking hold.
What percentage of the NFL believes in flat Earth, do you think?
Dude, honestly, there's at least 10 guys, 10 to 15 guys in every locker room, I would imagine.
That are the hardcore flat Earth.
I think if you took a truly anonymous poll, you're over 15% of an NFL locker room.
That's crazy. What?
I had to battle half my team thinking the Earth is flat this year.
I'm telling you.
Getting out of control. Can you please help it? Can you please help it?
You know, I'm watching all these debates take place in depth about gravity and celestial navigation and prediction of eclipses, and I'm sitting here thinking globe proponents act as if they've made it past level 1. The curvature of the Earth. Why are you debating in-depth topics? I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone when you can't even explain why there's no curve. You talk about, oh, the heliocentric model can make predictions accurately. Well, the globe has a prediction also, and that's that the horizon is 3 miles away from a 6-foot observer's height. Looking out. Bam. Okay, well that prediction's wrong, because we can set a camera 1 foot above the water and see a boat 10 miles out over the ocean, and see a horizon far beyond that boat. The supposed radius value is debunked, my friend. Now, hold them to it. Why are you allowing them to blow past the demonstrable reality that we observe, crushing their globe, and let them debate these in-depth topics that we're not even close to being there yet? And when we do get there, we should go there unified with the same understanding that the radius value has been debunked. It's gone. The Earth is demonstrably flat, and anyone can demonstrate that to themselves through observation and physical experimentation. And to add insult to injury, you talk about the heliocentric model making all these predictions only can be made from the heliocentric perspective. Do you realize that the luminaries above are cyclical, and we've collected the data by observing the celestial bodies do their cycles? And all of that data was collected from a geocentric perspective. We observed these from the ground, geocentrically, meaning here we are on the Earth watching things move around us, and we collected that data, and now we have what you all call the heliocentric model, when it was just mathematically created from a geocentric reference point, the data. Wild, huh?
So even though we're not even allowed to venture within 200 miles of the Antarctic coast, there's scientists in Antarctica, deep within the heart of Antarctica, doing some research right now. And that research is very interesting because they're discovering something called sky ice, which is frozen oxygen. It has to get negative 360 degrees Fahrenheit to reach this state. Sky ice. I wonder why they call it that. Probably because it looks blue like the sky. But where are they getting this crystalline material from, deep in the heart of Antarctica? I would assume that they're getting this sky ice from the firmament, and they're calling it sky ice because they're extracting it from the firmament. Now, this is why none of us are allowed to venture to Antarctica, because we would discover the truth. And it's odd that they call it Antarctica, because it's actually the Arctic Circle. But of course, this was for entertainment purposes only.
I'm not a flat earther or a globe earther, but if you force me to pick one, I'd pick flat earth, for the following reasons. For one, we might have a credible scientific explanation for the firmament, and if you click on this comment and watch the original video, you'll see what I mean. But to make a long story short, the ozone layer is comprised of O3. O3 freezes into a solid at 420 degrees below Fahrenheit. Outer space, and flat earthers, don't give me a hard time about that term. It's outer space. It's space out there. It's the best term we have. The temperature of outer space is negative 450 degrees Fahrenheit, making it colder than the freezing point of oxygen. Therefore, it's highly possible that that oxygen is freezing up there into a glass-like substance. When oxygen freezes, it turns a light blue. Now, if oxygen is freezing at the top layer that touches space, right below that, it would be liquid oxygen, which would, of course, explain the waters above. So how would solid and liquid oxygen stay all the way up there? Well, as soon as it got warm, it turned into a gas, and then it just flowed up there. And then it get cold again and turn into water and ice. Here's where it gets really interesting. A lot of people will tell you that the rainbow is shaped like a bow because each individual water drop is circular. That's an absolute BS lie. The water provides a screen. The rainbow is always there. We just can't see it all the time. When the rainfall happens, then we see the rainbow. So the rainbow is always a bow. And why? Because the light that is emitted from the prism reflects the shape of the prism, because we live under a convex dome prism. Now, if you subscribe to the idea that the ice wall is all around the outside edges of the Earth, again, it would explain it connecting to the frozen firmament. When we get to the edge, we get to the coldest place, out in outer space. And why is it so cold? Well, people need to understand what energy, temperature, and time actually is. There's lots of people saying that you can't have temperature without matter. That's absolutely untrue. You just can't measure it without matter. But mark my words, if you stuck your hand outside into space, it would freeze. So why does this happen? Because there's nothing energetic happening out there. Therefore, all the energy from your hand would leave and go out into space to try to equalize, right? Because nature, matter, tends to try to find equilibrium in energy, in states of matter, etc., etc. Heat is directly correlated to energy. When something is energized, it heats up, right? So when you heat up a molecule, everything gets faster in there and it starts vibrating, right? That's energy. It requires energy for the molecule to vibrate. And the faster it vibrates, the more temperature it has, the more heat it has. So if you go out where there's no energy in outer space, which is very limited because all we're getting is the radiating energy from the sun, no convection, no conduction, matter is going to get frozen into its solid state very quickly, no matter what the matter is. All matter freezes into a solid state at 0 degrees Kelvin. Outer space is 5 degrees Kelvin. You only need 5 more degrees to be at absolute zero. And what happens at absolute zero? Time stops. Literally. Time doesn't exist. Because what is time? Well, time is a construct created by human beings. And we use measurement devices to measure time. But those measurement devices need to be energized, whether it's hands on a clock or the rotation of electrons on a cesium atom. That requires energy to keep it into a cyclic state. It requires that energy. If there's no energy, if there's no temperature, then time doesn't pass. Interestingly enough, heaven is thought to be a timeless place. Well, technically, if heaven is outside of this firmament plane that we exist on, then it is in fact timeless if it gets to that place where there's no temperature. And for all the haters and trolls that are going to come into the comments and try to make fun of people that are interested in this theory, or people who try to speculate on it and ask more questions, if you just come and say, oh, you're dumb, but then don't explain yourself, understand that you're the one that looks like you're dumb. Looks like you're just trying to be the bully that doesn't understand something, like we're in grade school. I'm not saying I'm entirely right about all this, but these are some interesting ideas to play with, especially since most scientists up at the top lie to us all the time. We don't know who to trust, so we're speculating based on logic. So if you're interested in having a healthy conversation with another human being, ask some questions, have conversations in the comments. And if you're going to be a jerk and a bully because you can't wrap your head around these ideas, we're just going to block you.